You want to scoot over? Yeah. Let me just turn the camera a little bit. That'll fix the problem. Okay. And sound good? Yeah. Gear. All right. So we got this one on this shoulder, so it get you, and that one right there get us over here. All right. Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, you want to give all praise to the Most High. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters pursuing this truth in sincerity, all right? May the blessing of election be upon your house, all right? One of the enemy's greatest weapons, or one of the enemy's greatest superpowers, is for you to not know your own, all right? And that's leaning upon Yahweh Shai. This devil, he's the top deceiver in the earth, all right? Before that spirit that was in the serpent, that same spirit that was in Esau, before he was given the blessing of the sword, what was he great at? Deception, all right? Let's read that Genesis 3:1.
Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahweh power had made.
All right, now the serpent was a man, okay? And all people, we're included in the creatures or the beast. What separates the Israelites from all the other people is that we were given an order that leads to life. That's what separates us. But he was more subtle. Let's look up that word subtle if you could find it in the blue letter.
Oh, the blue letter.
In Genesis 3:1. And I'm going to look it up in the Edom Online. And you'll find out that it means deception.
Subtle.
Yeah, subtle. You can,
Okay, you want me to go ahead and get that while you doing that?
Yeah, you reading that first, yeah.
All right. This is the word subtle. Subtle. The Strong's 86175. It says Arawam. Arawam.
Yep.
And it says crafty, sly, what is it? Sensible, prudent. But I think the word you mainly want is crafty.
Yeah. But now you go to the Strong's definitions.
Oh yeah, okay. It says cunning, usually in a bad sense.
Cunning, usually in a bad sense. Now, when you go get subtle on the Edom Online, because words, they change in meanings over time.
I got you.
Okay.
Subtile Edom Online, 1300. So till the modern form is a test from late, clever, dexterous, crafty, fluids, non-dense, thin, refined.
Now click
fabrics.
Click subtle.
Subtle.
Right? And then when you go to subtle, jump down. It says intricate and cunning and all that on this one. But when you jump down to like the third paragraph, it'll just straight up say deceit.
Okay, it is attested from early 14th century in English in reference to things of thin consistency, in reference of craftsman, artful, skillful, clever, the appreciative sense of insidious, treacherously cunning,
deceitful. So he's treacherously cunning and deceitful. In the garden, he persuaded Eve to godhood in another way. See, the Lord promised us immortality and godhood in the righteous way, man, with no drawbacks. But he promised it in another way, which isn't gonna work, might I add. That was a lie. Now you jump to verse 5, I believe in Genesis 3, it'll tell you that he was, pretty much promising her a left-handed version of what the Lord is already gonna give. You got
that word insidious means proceeding in a gradual, subtle way, but in harmful effects.
You
won't surely die.
Yeah, speak on that.
Yeah, you won't die, right?
Hey, Shalom.
With basically the sin of Adam, there was a gradual fall of man, right? And that's why it says in what's that? Second Ezra, oh Adam, what hast thou done?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Because of the sin of Adam, basically, fast forward centuries later, you know what I'm saying, you in a damn cubicle looking crazy as hell.
Under this, at the bottom of society.
Yep, at the bottom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
30 years old,
still got
shit,
Genesis
half
3?
your life is over.
I mean, yeah, I go.
Shit, the
Yeah, you
average
can read verse 5 and
so-called
then we'll
black
move to the
man,
next point after this.
Latino Native American, we don't
Genesis
live to 65 years old. And nowadays, people are dying at 55 and later.
Yeah.
There's an uptick in, you know what I'm saying, people dying.
Yeah.
And that's because that is a testament to the society in which we live in.
No, Jackson.
You know, it's a society that uplifts basically decadence, but leads to death.
Yeah. It's tied to disobedience, which disobedience and sin is tied to death, especially for these people.
Right.
All right? But I want to read verse 5 in Genesis 3, just to bite down on the point that this devil has always been in the spirit of promising you a great value version of what the Lord is going to give us off the rip. You got it.
Genesis 3 and 5, for the Most High doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
You should be as gods, knowing good and evil. I mean, you're gonna be elevated, you're gonna be upgraded to a god. That's what he was trying to sell to Eve, but in a way to where it was pleasing to the flesh. The way you get to godhood through the Most High, the real godhood, is going to be shedding this flesh, shedding the desires, abstaining from it. So it's not a pleasant way to get to godhood, but it's the real potent power that you receive on the right hand side. On the left hand side, it's gonna be some rinky dink shit.
Right.
You know how you go to in Texas, they got a spot called Big T where you can get all the bootleg shit.
Yeah.
All right, you getting the bootleg version, and it ain't gonna do you no good. You see? Now I want to go to Ephesians 1 and 18 because the elect of these people, they're gonna understand the fullness of what the Lord has promised us, what it really means to be aligned with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, the immortality that comes with it, the righteousness that comes with it. Okay. Our people, they don't get it, man. Majority of our people, they don't get, like it says in Hosea 4 and 6, I believe. Our people shall perish for lack of knowledge.
People destroy for lack of knowledge.
That's it, right? Yeah.
4 and 6, yeah.
Hosea.
Oh, you want that?
Yeah. You got it, bro? Unless you had something.
I'm already at it. This is Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6. It says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me.
Woo.
Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children.
So two-thirds of these people, right? They're not going to be a part of the priesthood in the kingdom of heaven. Meaning they're not going to be a part of the governing body. They're going to be in the kingdom. They're going to be immortal, but they're not going to have the particular privileges or status that the elect of the nation of Israel is going to have.
Right. Well, if I can say this, they're not going to be immortal. There's cases in the scriptures, like Revelations, that, you know, you're going to have old people, you know what I'm saying, in the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to receive that immortality like the elect.
Yeah, and the potency that they going to get it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, you good.
mm-hmm.
I needed that one. Shit, I think we did didn't the Taz and them do a lesson on that not too long ago? Or was that Sha'ar? Can't remember. Brother did a lesson on it because that was a topic that came up not too long ago, wasn't it? Yes, if we can get that Ephesians 1 and 18 in the NLT.
Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 18 in the NLT. I pray that your hearts will be flooded with light so that you can understand the confident hope he has given to those he called, his holy people who are his rich and glorious inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
I also, verse 19, I also pray that you will understand the incredible greatness of God's power for us who believe him. This is the same mighty power that raised Mashiach from the dead and seated him in the place of honor at the Most High's right hand in the heavenly realm.
Right. So what comes along with truly following the Lord at the highest level? That immortality, the overcoming of death. Oh, death, where is thy sting, as the scriptures say. So the elect of these people, they understand that concept. They know what they're fighting for. There's a lot of people with fringes on, they don't really know what they're a part of or what they're fighting for, which is why they do the things that they do. You want to say something?
I'm just agreeing with you going in.
Yeah. So you get guys like the Genesis guys. You get guys like even Captain Tazariak they'll start to bend the doctrine because they don't really know what they're fighting for. This is about something else for them. This is about vainglory. The guy in the clip, I seen Elder Menachem Zakbop put up today, he was trying to say, well, we already buying and selling. We already do what this man, he already, you know, we already have a mark of a beast. He said a beast to leave himself out for when he's wrong, and he can say, I didn't say the mark of the beast, I said a beast.
Well, he's confusing the image of the beast.
Yeah, the same way they always do.
With the mark of the beast. A part of the image of the beast is capitalism.
Yes.
Somebody could look up, you know what I'm saying, for the brother, you know, is capitalism a part of Western culture or Western hegemony?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Which that word hegemony is HEG hegemony, goddammit. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Hegemony. Look that up, Baba Kashai.
Yeah.
Because a part of this man's economic system is a part of the image of the beast.
Yeah.
Which the image of the beast is basically Western culture.
Yeah.
Or Western hegemony. That word hegemony means a cultural dominance, you know what I'm saying, of a society.
Yeah.
So these other nations lie in bed with the beast, you know what I'm saying, and take on its economic, you know what I'm saying, basically ways in order to further themselves.
That's right.
And they're able to buy and sell, you know what I'm saying, or conduct business or commerce, you know what I'm saying, because basically of them taking on the image of the beast. Okay, but the image of the beast is different from
The mark.
the mark of the beast. This is what we have to, you know what I'm saying, realize. Go ahead.
You got Salakia. You got the image of the beast, right? The philosophies and ways they push, which is almost parallel to exactly what the Romans were doing. You have the beast itself, which is the countries and itself. Okay, then you got the mark, which is the last stage of this beast, that digital all of servitude to this beast, which you can't repent from. I want to add that real quick. In Revelation 14:9, once you take that mark, you can't repent from taking that mark. So that shit that Captain Cesariak was saying does not make sense.
Right.
You got it, bro.
Yeah.
This is Google definition for the word hegemony. It says leadership of dominance, especially by one other country or social group over others.
Yeah.
Right.
It says, this is the AI overview. It says, hegemony means the dominance of one group, state, or idea over others, achieved not through just force, but often by shaping norms, culture, and ideology, so the dominant views seem natural or common sense.
Right, and a part of basically a part of that hegemony is capitalism. Okay, so yes, by taking on the image of the beast of philosophy or the hegemony of the beast, right? The image, you're able to conduct business. A prime example of that is the Asian countries, right? They're fully invested in basically, how Esau conducts business. They're mirroring it, and are able to basically, in a relatively short period of time, take themselves out of a developed country to a developed country, a developing country to a developed country, because they have taken on that wine of Babylon the Great, and a part of that wine is the economy. But that doesn't mean that they have the mark of the beast.
That's stupid. Damn. And they always try to spin that, and they're doing it on purpose because they know better. But they try to spin it to people who may be new. They try to blur the lines between the separation of the mark, the image, okay, and the beast itself, so that they can lie to you. So they can pass it. And really at this point, it's like they have to be in somebody's pocket to be doing that. Because there's no reason to really even be pushing that.
Well,
besides not wanting to say that we're right.
They're on a peak. Captain Cesariak is on a PR campaign. He's trying to make this truth of ours more palatable to the world, to the masses. So they sit up with the Crips and the Bloods and these other people, you know what I'm saying, just to make it seem, seem less crazy.
So they can, which really goes back to money.
Right.
Because you want more heads so you can get more money.
Right.
So he's in the pocket again.
Right. There you go. Right. Hey, I'm
Okay,
sorry,
you got it.
bro.
Go ahead. No.
Can we get Revelation 18?
Okay.
Because that illustrates the fact that these countries were getting money with the beast. But that doesn't mean they had the mark of the beast, bro. Right? And then, you know what I'm saying, it says in Revelation, the 14th chapter, you know what I'm saying, those that receive the mark in the image, or worship the image, they're going to be destroyed. They make those two things, you know what I'm saying, differentiate, man. You know?
Where you want me to start at? Start at.
Man, the whole chapter is good.
Yeah.
But start where you think, bro. The whole chapter is good, but you know, it started. Started 9.
I was thinking.
All right. This Revelation 18 and 9. It says, "And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication with her and lived deliciously with her." Live deliciously.
Right. Live deliciously means basically, you know, avoid themselves. You know what I'm saying? Financially speaking, man.
Benefited from doing business with her.
Right. I mean, shit. Look at China, bro. China has made itself a world power in what 40 years. You know.
Predominantly by selling goods to us.
Right. Which really they learned engineering from America. America, you know, at the beginning of its inception of doing business, America was basically, you know, training China on engineering for cheap labor. So where China was able to take that skill and basically, you know, make themselves a forerunner, you know, in AI now.
Yep.
So they're living deliciously off of the ways of Babylon the Great, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Verse 9 again from the top, Revelation 18 and 9. "And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning."
Yep, so when they see this place going down, they're going to be lamenting. Hey, because America and China, you know, we just talking about China right now, still has a very personal, independent relationship with one another.
Mm-hmm.
China needs the American dollar to be okay before it finally pulls the plug. It's not going to just, we just going to do our own thing, get our own currency. That would kill China's economy. Because China is banking on this place to buy its goods and other Asian countries to buy its goods. That's why Trump was able to hit them with these tariffs. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And they all came to the table eventually, except for China. The Asian countries, they had to come to the table. You know what I'm saying? And basically refinance their contracts.
Right.
That's the power of the American dollar, right? They're able to dictate contracts. So these other nations are able to live deliciously off of buying and selling with the beast, or lying in bed with the beast, or drinking the wine of the beast, taking on the philosophy of the beast, economically speaking. And also, culturally speaking, man.
Yep.
That is them worshiping the image of the beast, bro. Okay?
Yeah.
Hey, did anybody look that up? Is capitalism a part of the hegemony of Western culture? This is an AI overview. You know what I'm saying?
Is that what you read earlier?
Well, nah, he read just what hegemony was.
Okay.
Well, I got it. Like, is it a part of? What was it a part of?
The Western hegemony. Is capitalism a part of the Western hegemony? I'll look it up. Let's see. Is capitalism a part of the Western hegemony?
Right. Because what Captain Tazariak is saying is, oh, these other nations are buying and selling, so they already got the mark of the beast.
That's fucking stupid.
We buying and selling because we got, so that makes us have the market. That's not what that means, bro.
But it goes to show the importance of looking up words again.
Right.
Because when you look up the words, you know that it's something physical that somebody's gonna have to merge with the machine to have.
Right.
You understand? It's a digital all. Back in ancient times, people would brand their slaves and say to stake ownership over people. This devil's doing that digitally in our time. But if you don't look up the words, you can start playing with people like that. So a lot of the congregations in these other camps, they don't go into the meaning of words. So they can be lied to. You see, over here, you're called to study to show thyself approved. So you can't be played with in that way. This is the Is capitalism a part of the Western hegemony? The AI overview. It says yes. Capitalism is deeply intertwined with the Western hegemony. As modern capitalism developed and in the West, in its institutions, like private ownership, free markets, became globally dominant with periods of Western nations, the Dutch, the British, the US, leading this system and shaping global economic political structures.
There you go. So capitalism reshaped the world economy. There's a term called globalization, how all these various countries' economy is interconnected. Well, that's because of capitalism. And that goes back to what? The hegemony of the West,
Yeah.
which is what? The image of the beast. Starting from what? The Greeks, where it talks about Revelation 13 chapter, it says, I seen a leopard,
Yeah.
then I seen a bear, which is Russia, then I seen a lion, which is Britain, right? You know? All these various nations that are Edomites, basically, you know what I'm saying, rule the earth, and they basically they dictate, you know, all aspects of your life. That's the image of the beast. All right? That's the image of the beast. Now, what separates that is there's going to be an actual physical mark, a charagma, right, which is going to be inserted in you, something that's tangible. Okay? Can we read more of that off of Revelation 18?
Yeah.
Just to kind of illustrate.
Revelation 18 and 9 again from the top. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore.
Woo! Right?
That is
They're going
what-
to be mourning because this place right here is not buying their merchandise.
Consumers.
This place is number one in what? In imports. We buy goods.
Consumerism.
Consumerism. What is consumerism? Basically, you're able to dictate contracts. You're able to say, okay, we're going to get this from you, we're going to get this from you at this price. But y'all going to eat off of us.
Yeah.
So when this place go down, they can be like, oh my God, bro, what's next?
How do we pivot out of
Yep.
this situation?
Yep. The U.S. is basically too big to fail in the eyes of these other nations.
Yeah.
For now.
For now, the time is ticking on it. That's why everybody's coming up with a plan B. Because they know at some point they're going to have to break away from this whore.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And because they know America really isn't America. America is a subsidiary of Israel, the state of Israel. Least of the flock shall draw them out. America's being pivoted by the small hats. That's just what it is. All right, Ephesians 3 and 10, like on down. Because, yeah, we've been given the eye salve to see through all the deception that's being weaved on the people. We've been given the eye salve to see through the enchantments that this devil has put out there. All right? The average Jake, it's impossible for them to see the lies that this devil is telling in full. They might be able to see a little bit here and there, but they can't see the big picture because you need the scriptures, the thorough understanding of the scriptures to see the big picture. You see? You got it, bro. Whoever got it.
You said Ephesians 3.
Ephesians 3 and like 10 on down
All right, it says Ephesians 3 and 10.
through like 12.
It says, to the intent that now unto the principalities and powers in heavenly places might be known by the church the manifold wisdom of God, according to the eternal purpose which he purposed in Amash.
Prophecy, the Lord's end goal, is included in that understanding. There's a lot of people who know they're Israelites, but they don't really get the fullness of the Lord's end goal. That's why when we bring up having a nation as slaves, some of them get a little weary on it. That's why when we talk about the destruction of Babylon, some of them get a little shaky on it. When you bring up particular topics, because they don't get the big picture of what the Lord is trying to do, they get fuzzy. When we bring up Jacob's trouble, they get fuzzy on it. They get because they don't get the fullness of what the Lord is doing. So things like that and topics like that make people that know they're Israelites uncomfortable.
Yep.
Why is that? It's because they don't have they haven't been given the proper understanding. They don't have the proper foundation. Just what it is. You keep going, bro. Unless somebody has something to say.
Back in Ephesians chapter 3 and verse 11, it says, according to the eternal purpose, which he purposed in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai our Lord, in whom we have boldness and access with confidence by the faith of him.
So our superpower is what? Having faith in our power, understanding that, yeah, these things are going to happen, but the Lord's going to deliver us from it. That's where our superpower derives from. This devil wants to separate you from having faith.
Right.
So that's why he's cool with guys like Tazariak and Genesis, them having these big platforms. They can just get up there and say anything and bring out all this stuff. They never get flagged. They'll never lose their pages or nothing like that, because they're not pushing faith.
It's harmless.
It's harmless to them.
It's harmless.
What we're doing is not something that's harmless.
Right.
So that's why you don't see Great Mill, even though all the camps, all the brothers in Great Mill School are required to make videos every day.
Nobody talk about us on a
big
bigger platform.
Isn't that strange? No, people don't get it twisted. People are watching us just as much as those guys. The numbers don't show it,
No, people
but they're
watch-
watching us just the same. But it's not going to be pushed
Yep.
on Esau's internet the same way, because this is dangerous to what he's trying to do. You understand? Somebody want to add to that? Yeah, bro, in Great Millstone, you got brothers all over the world, in all these different camps, everybody putting up lessons. It exceeds 24 hours if you try to watch everybody's videos in a day. And that's nonstop, every time zone, videos being uploaded. It's impossible. We're flooding the unicorn. So you don't find it strange that these guys, a couple of guys in their camp, and it's just like, first, it's world friendly, like you added, okay, and it's harmless to Esau's agenda. You keep going, bro. Yeah, go ahead, get it.
Isaiah 62 and 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. Just to back your point about, Great Millstone, man. It seems like we're the only camp that's constantly flooding the internet, man, at various platforms,
Philippians
man.
3 and
Not on
10,
YouTube,
if you can.
we got, Rumble, all these other platforms. You know what I'm saying? It's TikTok, all this, bro. So we constantly flooding the internet with lessons, like the brother said. At any point in time of the day, all right, on the night, you can look on your YouTube page and you got hella notification of brothers posting videos or going live, man. Hella edification going out there, man. But you don't see this from these other camps, man. A lot of the members, these large congregations that they have, are nothing but bodies to them, man.
Yep.
Just niggas that stir with the fringes that say that's right and pass out flyers, man.
Yep. Crash dump.
But it's more than that, bro. The true ministry of Yahweh Shai. When you read in the book of Acts, when Paul and them was going, and Peter and the apostles was doing the ministry, bro, they were going to churches and setting up churches. And members was, they were becoming leaders and the churches were growing.
Yeah.
You read about that in the book of Acts, man. You see what was really good. So Yahweh Shai was spreading back there during that time, man. You see, it became a problem to the Romans, man. You see, it's happening all over again, bro.
That's right.
This gospel going there, Yahweh Shai being preached again is becoming a problem to the elites, man.
Was that it on Ephesians 6? I think go through verse 12.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was 12, bro. You want to keep going?
I wanted 12, but it's Geneva. Geneva, you know what I'm talking about? In the Geneva Bible, it says the worldly governors. It like straight out tells you that the elites of this world is our real enemy.
I got it real quick.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah 28.
Let me see what it says real quick.
The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. The prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that Yahweh has truly sent him.
And since this elder has been in the truth since 2007, much of the prophecies that have been brought out have been coming to pass, playing out before the eyes of everybody, to the point where it's undeniable at this point. So the Lord is letting the people know who his men are in this time. That's why he has all these groups come out with some wayward doctrine or some bullshit every week. Yep. Just to keep highlighting to you, these are my men over here. Right. No guile in their speech. You got it. You want to say something?
No, I'm just saying, like you said, you know, you got Jake out there. They're doing commentary on, current, trends in hip hop culture and all this shit. But they're not really going into meteor things like what we see going on with Venezuela.
Yeah.
Like things are heating up there, bro. And it's crazy how nobody's really talking about that. These Christians aren't talking about that.
It's not crazy, really, Zaquan, because they're not prophets.
Well,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It is crazy that then they say they believe they supposed to be in the spirit of Yahweh Shah, which is the spirit of prophecy. Why wouldn't they talk about these things? But we know it's really not crazy,
Right.
Because it's not their job.
Right.
That's part in the movie.
Right. When you had this understanding, it's like you don't see this, but people don't see it, bro. People aren't seeing like, bro, it's going that way. But like the time of hardship is here, bro.
That's it.
It's here, and it's only gonna get worse. 2026 is gonna be a doozy, man. And these other camps are not getting their congregation ready for what's to happen. I mean, people will see this, the fact that these smart heads are cranking up, anti, I should say, laws and legislation and really beefing down, what's going on, what's being said on the internet, and people are just be like, I'm still gonna get my boot kissed. I'm still gonna, be outlandish. Still gonna, say these outlandish things, that I really don't mean. We're gonna have to stand on what we're saying, bro.
Yeah. We risk our lives every time we come out here.
Yep. You risk your pockets too.
Yeah.
Because our brother Arrow of Indignation had brought out, I think you had shared it, like they gonna have certain AI bots watching us and report us, and when you try to you'll be blacklisted from the economy, bro.
Debanked.
Right.
Debank you. That's why this digital ID, they can identify you digitally. So anything that you're tied to, your bank account, your social media, you went to did a clinic, they got all the information in one place. It's not scattered the way it is now.
Right, yeah. Yep. Right. Yeah.
And if you can't feed yourself as a man and your family, bro, that shit is demoralizing, bro. That shit will take you to some dark places.
Feel shameful.
That shit will take you to some dark fucking places, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now imagine, when we talk on a small level, now imagine you blacklisted from goddamn these society.
You're gonna feel crazy. But if I might add,
if you a part of the elect, you're gonna be on point. But I'm not talking about the elect. I'm talking about niggas.
An ordinary person, you're gonna feel less of a man because the ordinary person associates their value with things, possessions, and what they could do in this world.
I'm talking about a nigga though.
A nigga, yeah, he
I'm
is
talking about a nigga that got a shirt fringe on with a tee, with the fitted tee on. What you gonna do, bro?
Lose.
A lot of people ain't getting themselves ready for that shit, bro.
Well, they gonna bend the knee to the devil.
Well, there you go. That's
it
right.
is. That's what the elders getting to. Because they, again, even though they got fringes on, like you said, they still attach their value to this world. The elect gonna attach their value to their usefulness to the Lord. So even when they're put in those situations, they're not gonna think less of themselves or feel like a piece of shit because they're standing for righteousness. They gonna understand, well, damn, it's a part of the test. It's still gonna fuck with them, but they gonna see past it. 2/3 niggas, they gonna be able to see past the situation that they gonna be put in. So what they gonna do? One to them that going to Egypt for help. They gonna lead upon this man and gonna pay severely for it. You see? You still had that in Geneva, unless you had something, Zaquan.
No, I ain't got nothing.
Okay.
You want that 6 and 12? About the
worldly government, yeah.
6 and 12. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12 in the Geneva Bible, it says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the worldly governors, the princes of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness which are in high places."
The worldly governors. You threw me off a little bit. The world, yeah, go ahead. The dude was this dude was 400 pounds on this little scooter. The elders like, this dude big as hell on that scooter. But he was, damn. All right, go ahead. Got to be uncomfortable, but go ahead.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12 in the Geneva Bible, it says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the worldly governors, the princes of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness which are in the high places."
Yeah, so we understand who our true enemy is. Majority of the time we come out here and we're talking about what's wrong with this place, we're going to go into the elites of this world. We're going to go into how they're the root of all the problem. Yeah, we're going to get on 2/3, we're going to get on the women, but these other groups, they're like locked in on low-level shit. Do you not notice?
Yeah.
They don't think big picture. They're not thinking about rulership. They're not thinking about immortality on the level that we talk about it. Why is that? Because they're not, that's a big dog. Because they're not going to be a part of that governing body in the kingdom of heaven, man. No. They're not auditioning for that. These are the men that are auditioning for it. Alvarez says, we pass. Yeah. You see?
Yep. That's why speaking about taking control is so important, man.
I can get
it. Have to have,
it was 11 is what I want to start.
Unwavering faith in that day.
That
day is coming very soon, like y'all.
Yeah.
No. Philippians 3.
Oh, that's why the scriptures say, in your patience possess your soul. What was that, Luke the 21st chapter? When you read up, it talks about how, your family's going to be coming against you. You're going to be betrayed. You're going to be seen as basically a demon in society, man.
Make yourself a prey, not just to the wicked, but even to those that are, they wicked too, but even to your
It's going to be the people, the people's nearest to you, man.
Yeah.
Supposedly. These people going to have a vehement hatred towards you.
What's that, Matthew 10 and 34? It said I should turn the father against the...
Yeah, 10 and 35.
35, yeah.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's in there.
That time is coming, bro. So in your patience possess ye your soul, as it says in Luke the 21st chapter, around the 19th verse. You're going to have to really stand on what you're saying out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to really stand on what you're saying, bro.
And that takes applying the wisdom the knowledge that we've learned, applying it, which is wisdom, right? They haven't been taking this grace period to apply the knowledge that the Lord has given us. How do we know that? Look at the things they put in the forefront of their ministry. They're not applying the knowledge. Duh. So again, there's all these arrows that the Lord points at these people to say, this ain't it. Don't do this. And who does he point by? He points by his men of the Lord. Y'all think we just getting on them just cause? It's our job.
Think about it, bro. You got somebody that's calling the Most High Power Yahweh. He is the existing one.
Yeah.
A real nigga.
Yo, he's out of there.
Real nigga's crazy.
That shit is crazy. When you had some, real quick. Oh, he's getting that precept you called for. But if you can read this real quick, and you had something.
I had an article.
Go get the article. Get the article first.
No, it's a precept, bro.
Okay, real quick. Just want to highlight this.
God, this is Philippians chapter 3 and verse 10. It says, that I may know him and the power of his resurrection and the fellowship of his sufferings, being made comfortable unto his death, if by any means I might attain unto the resurrection of the dead.
All right, so again, what's always on the mind of the elect man of the nation of Israel? Overcoming death. You see, there's nothing that this devil could give us that we would trade that for. You see, when you want to control a man, you either give him what he wants or you take it away. The elect man, what can this devil give him that he wants? We want the kingdom of heaven. He can't give that to us, nor can he take it away. So we can't be controlled or manipulated by him. I cannot say the same for the leaders of these other congregations or the people that's just out here just winging it. I can't say the same. You see? I want to read one more precept to go with that, then y'all get y'all precepts. It's John 10 and 10. I'm here. Oh, but I'm here. John 10 and 10. All right? Yeah. The thief cometh not but to kill. Salakia. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Immortality. The abundance of life. Again, that's the goal. That's what's on our minds. dominion, rulership, those enjoying paradise, getting the earth back how it's supposed to be. These things. This isn't their conversation. They want to thrive here. These people love it here. So the Lord isn't speaking through them. You see? That you had something. I know that brother had an article too over there.
Got something else?
Whoever got
Real
it.
quick.
Luke 21:34. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting, surfeiting,
Get that word for him.
and drunkenness,
Let me
and
see
cares of this life, which I believe surfeiting basically means partying, if I'm not mistaken.
Luke, what is it again?
Luke 34, Luke 21:34.
Okay. We're gonna grab that word for you, but go ahead.
All right, so this is that word for surfeiting. It says, I'm gonna let him say it. It says, the giddiness or in headache caused by drinking wine to excess.
Right.
It
What-
says,
And might I add, when you go to Habakkuk 2, it talks about this devil getting the whole world drunk on his wine. Not the literal yayan that you drink, but the philosophies of a man. Apply that to this. Okay, you got it.
Look up the Google real quick. Well, I'm gonna look up. This is from New Oxford American Dictionary. It says an excess amount of something.
Right.
Yep. Surfing.
Yep. Carouse, in my study Bible says carousing. That means parlaying. You know what I'm saying? You know? And take heed to yourself, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that they come upon you unawares. For as a snare shall it come upon all them that dwell on the earth, on the face of the earth, of the whole earth.
I had this just to back you up. When you look up surf it on the Edible Online, it says unhealthy overindulgence. There it is, especially in food or in drink.
Yep. And this place promotes, basically being a fat ass. You know, they got the whole term body shamer, make you not feel bad for being big, and bloated.
That's why people like Lizzo get uplifted in this society.
Yep. Yep.
She did. I know. Brothers had to say, all right, but she lost. I'm bad.
Just saying,
She did, yeah.
Now, I was just pointing it out because like that let you know that they're really not okay.
She
with
was
that.
ashamed with it. Deep down, she knows she was like, bitch, I'm about to die.
Exactly.
Breathing hard and shit on stage. Couldn't even hit that high note. Verse 35. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Right? So going into back what the brother is going into. We gotta be aware of ourselves, what we're doing, and not get caught up in this world. So we're able to stand before Yahweh by Yahweh Shah. Well, really, Yahweh Shah, it's like,
Yeah.
when he comes back, and he's speaking right now with the prophecies unfolding. It's only gonna get worse out here. But you have these other camps. They're not gearing their congregation up for the shed perils to come, man.
What's that scripture with Joshua where it says, as for me and mine house, we shall serve the Lord? Yeah, I want to read.
In Joshua.
It's in Joshua, like what, 6? Yeah. I'm gonna read this real quick. Deuteronomy 30 and 19, because like the elders going into, the choice of life and death, again, even in our time, is being laid before you. All right, this is Deuteronomy 30:19 in the NLT. Today I have given you the choice between life and death, between blessings and curses. Now I call on heaven and earth to witness the choice you make. We always make that statement. What you do now is going to be tied to your eternal reputation. All right?
Joshua 24.
Okay. Oh, that you would choose life so that you and your descendants might live. Okay, so again, the choice of life and death in our time is being laid before us. All right, and whoever has that in Joshua.
Joshua 24, verse 14. Yeah.
So he says, so your fathers in Egypt worship, you know what I mean? He said, as for me and my house, you know what I'm talking, you got it?
Yeah, well,
Joshua 24, verse 14.
Start at verse 10?
14.
Okay. Joshua chapter 24 and verse 14 says, now therefore fear Yahweh B'Shem Shah and serve him in sincerity and oh no, I'm looking at the wrong one.
It's Joshua 24, 14, 15, that's right.
Oh, it's 14 and 15.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, my
he
bad.
just
I'm looking
told you
at
to start
15.
up a little bit, that's all.
It's like my bad. I'm looking at 15. All right, Joshua 24 and verse 14 says, now therefore fear Yahweh and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood.
Yeah, all right? Put away all the bullshit that's tied to this world. These niggas are still trying to bring in black culture and mix it with the ministry.
Right.
That's liking it to an idol,
Yep.
okay? They haven't put it away, so they're not serving the Lord in sincerity because they haven't become new creatures. You understand? Go ahead, bro. Keep going.
Hey, if I can make a point, it said, what's the first one of the, it said like fear the Lord.
Yeah, it
That's
said
a
fear
part of
the
that new song when you read in Revelation 14, man. We're telling our people the same thing, to fear the Lord, man. Don't fear the Most High, serve him. That's a part of that new song when you read in Revelation 14, man.
Back in Joshua chapter 24 and verse 14, it says, now therefore fear Yahweh and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye Yahweh. And if it seem evil unto you to serve Yahweh, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell. But as far as me and my house,
Let me stop you there. A lot of the groups in our time, they try to act like it isn't going to come a time where you have to make a choice.
yeah,
They try to glaze over it,
Yeah.
like, you know, like it's just going to be, there's going to become a time where you truly have to separate from this world. Our people have always been confronted with their choice. And because they're so tied to their flesh, they always fail. 2/3 of our people in this time are still going to fail. You have to be asking yourself, how do I get to a place in the spirit to where I'm able to make that separation, to where I'm able to not look back like Lot's wife?
That goes, that shows you that they don't fear the Lord. They're not taking heed to their song. That's a part that, man, bro, going back, that's a part of the song, bro. Revelation 14 and like around 7, man. They saying fear the Lord and give him the glory, man. You see, not fearing Esau. You know what I'm saying? The one that can kill the body. You see? A lot of these people, like the brother said, when this shit go down and you know, they're gonna fear Esau, all right, more than they fear the Most High. They're gonna be willing to take that MOTB. They're gonna be willing to bow the knee to the system, man. And what these niggas, the whole ass niggas, saying that we ain't gonna be no choice, well, the news and everything say otherwise, man. And it's time according to the prophecy, man. Because right now, this system, everything they talking about, this AI, all this news news about putting some under the skin. Nigga, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Clearly, it's lining up to what the apostles have been saying, man. You see, according to the scriptures, man.
Right. Yep. I mean, you see. I mean, if you paying attention, none of these camps really talk about AI like that, bro.
They not, bro.
Nah. Like, if you really been studying AI like we have, like, you would know that, like, in the next few years, people are about to be displaced out of the economy. It's already happening.
Man.
Like, to where people are going to need some type of assistance. And they're going to have the perfect remedy. And that remedy is that MOTB, like, as we've been preaching about, bro.
They setting you up for the haymaker.
Yeah.
They setting you up. They walking you down. Yep, come on. Wham! You finna get hit with it.
Yep.
We telling you, we the elect men of the nation is we're in the corner like, hey, watch out.
Yep. Hey, it's like a good boxer. Good boxer know how to set traps. You know, Esau been jabbing up and down. You know what I'm saying? Getting you, getting you worried about certain jabs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To where he gonna come around with that straight.
Wow.
He gonna knock you out, bro.
See, I had to jumpstart the elder to give you the terminology for real. That's his lane.
Mm-hmm.
So he knew exactly what I was saying when I mentioned that. These people are being walked down a path to be set up for a trap.
Yep.
And you've been told, it's not like you haven't been told. Proverbs 1 tells you you've been told. but you set at not all the Lord's counsel.
Yep.
So you're gonna be a laughing stock. You're gonna be mocked by the Lord's men.
It's gonna go there, bro. It's gonna go there, man. It's supposed to go there, man. You know, to where, hey, go, you know, Lord willing, we up here we can do it, but this is what we doing. This is why we out here. Hey, we have an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Versus these other camps, man. These guys, they're not gonna make it, bro.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people, they don't know what they are part of, man. We're looking for it to have a covering from that day. The elect are going to have it. That's what we, like the brother said. That's what we're basically looking
and 16
for.
in the NLT. If you, I don't know.
Things are going to get very unfair in the near future, bro. Shit, in a lot of ways, it's already here. What's it going to do? Hell. You know. Now imagine somebody who ain't pushing his word sincerity. What's about to happen in the near future?
Woo!
People to be in straits, brother.
With no way out. When
I'm talking about on a massive scale, people are about to be displaced.
they're going to be pleading hands and knees to Esau to help them out because they haven't been pleading to the Lord. The Lord ain't going to help them. He ain't going to throw them a lifeline because they haven't been walking the Lord's path in sincerity. So they're going to have to go down to Egypt for help. Yep. But that help that Egypt going to give you is poisonous to you. It's going to leave you sorely destroyed. You see, these people are attached to this society. They're attached to the gratification of the flesh, okay? And that's going to cause them to lose big time. It's going to cause them to be put to death here. Yeah. You have that in the NLT?
Yeah.
You still got that article, huh? Yeah, you got it.
This is Romans chapter 6 and verse 16 in the NLT. It says, don't you realize that you become the slave of whatever you choose to obey? You can be a slave to sin, which leads to death, or you can choose to obey the Most High, which leads to righteous living.
Boom. That's straightforward. There's only one pathway to life. I'm gonna back you up, bro. Real quick, this is a quick one, then you can get your article, bro. It's Proverbs 11 and 19. All right, it says, as righteousness tendeth to life, so he that pursueth evil pursueth it to his own death. We're telling you people, being attached to this society, putting out the prophecies, bullshitting with the instructions the Lord has given us, you're walking down the path of your own death. Yep. When there's a pathway to immortality right here, but you don't want that path.
Straight.
It's a straight path, but it's worth it once you get through it. We got hope for the wild, like it talks about in 2 Ezra 7th chapter. You got your article, bro.
All right, good. All right, so this is this Airtime Headlines, .org. Elon Musk warns that money will disappear in the future as AI makes work and salaries irrelevant. I'm gonna jump down a little bit in the article. It says, according to this vision, machines will not merely assist humanity, they will replace it. Artificial intelligence and robotics are rapidly evolving to perform tasks faster, cheaper, and more effective than humans ever could. From factories to transportation networks to offices to creative industries, the march for automation is relentless. What was once science fiction is now unfolding in real time, threatening to erase the economic relevance of human effort altogether.
Right. So these low-level jobs, these factory jobs, warehouse jobs, they about to be obsolete, bro. Even in the transportation industry.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're shaking that up for a reason. If you notice, you know, they've been going after a lot of these people who can't speak English. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people who can't pass certain tests. You know, they're getting rid of the cheap labor. Why are they getting rid of the cheap labor? Because they're obsolete now. They're gonna come in with these automated trucks.
Right.
You know?
You're gonna be losing, man.
Like it said, man, what was once science fiction is now unfolding in real time. You see, they're just like our robot.
Yeah.
We were driving, bro. It was trucks. Just no drivers, just driving. All this, you know what I'm saying? Making deliveries. Whole factories were just robots there making robots.
I had to stop by Wally World today, and the drones was picking up packages. They had a whole section for the drones, and they just flying off delivering everything.
Yep, bro.
That would have been people a couple years ago.
Right. No, it's still, people still do. Some people still do like the Walmart, but then
Yeah.
let you know eventually, nigga,
Y'all
that
gonna
shit
be, yeah,
cool.
they don't gotta pay them
You know what
drones.
I'm saying? Right.
Hey, when we out here, you see this little bot driving
Little food
around,
bot.
You know what I'm saying?
Delivering
Food bot.
food.
That's gonna be on a high level, bro.
Right. Yeah.
You
That's
know
an
what I'm
omen.
saying? You know?
Yep.
That's gonna be on a high level to where people, like the article said, people gonna be relevant. You got some more to that?
Yeah, that's more.
Yeah.
Make a point.
Now go ahead,
Go ahead. All right, going back to the article. All right, it reads, in such a world, the ancient bargain between labor and survival collapses. Work will no longer guarantee provision, and skills will no longer ensure security.
It said work would not guarantee provision. So even if you go to work, you're not gonna be able to take care of yourself. Provisions is what? You know what I'm saying? A roof over your head, food.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Be able to take or buy clothes. It's gonna be to the point to where you're not gonna be able to do these things, bro.
Look up fifth industrial, industry 5.0. Look
You
up
know?
industry 5.0.
You're not gonna be able to do these things. They're gonna bring in a whole new system, a whole new way of life, bro. You know, and if you ain't paying attention, dog, you're gonna get caught up out there to where you're gonna move in a spirit of desperation,
Yeah.
Right.
man, not a spirit of faith.
Yeah, and you're gonna lose. You got more on that article?
Yeah, man, you got Jake out there, you know what I'm saying, talking about how cool, how clean they be at camp versus, you know what I'm saying, worrying about preaching the doctrine. This nigga, Jake is a perpetual children when I'm starting to find out about Jake. Jake is in a perpetual state of being a fucking adolescent, a teenager, man. Whatever these kids do, you can see a 45-year-old or 50-year-old man doing the same thing, saying the same thing, and wearing the same thing, man.
He's right. Like you see the niggas on the podcast, like Jim Jones and all them niggas.
Yeah.
Those some old niggas, but they still on some. They still young minded.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about, nigga? What? Anyway, continue on in your article, bro.
All right, going
Nigga
back.
45 talking about, oh my mama.
Right.
Grow the fuck up, man.
Go ahead, bro.
It says, in such a world, the ancient bargain between labor and survival collapses. Work will no longer guarantee provision, and skill will no longer ensure security.
Right, so skill is not going to no longer ensure security. And look at the tech industry. It's being dismantled by what? AI.
Yeah.
People, the coders are obsolete. You don't need a coder now, man. You don't need these marketing agencies. You don't need them anymore. Why get a marketing agency when I could just have AI create my a website for me?
Yeah.
And have them do commercials for me.
Can I back
And
you up?
do it quick.
Yeah.
So I got Industry 4.0, what is it? Which is going to describe what the elder's talking about. And this brother got Industry 5.0. All right? It says Industry 4.0, or the fourth industrial revolution, is the digital transformation of manufacturing and industry, integrating smart technologies like AI into big data and robotics to create intelligence interconnected with systems, enhance automation, efficiency, and data-driven decisions. So all the trafficking industry, automated. The food industry, automated. All right? All these things to where it replaces people in their jobs. All right? The grinding shall cease, like the elders going into. That's Industry 4.0, which is what we're stepping into. What they want to get to, though, is this. Read that, bro, the Industry 5.0.
God. It says Industrial 5.0 is the next evolution of manufacturing, building on Industry 4.0 techs. Was it AI, robots?
Yeah, well, what I just read.
Yeah, it says, but shifting focus to human centricity,
Synchronicity?
Yeah, I'm centricity.
Wait.
See,
Yeah, human centricity. Yeah, okay, yeah. Meaning the mixing of man and machine. So the automation is going to come, take away all your jobs to make you desperate. The mixing of man with machine is what he wants to get to take ownership over you and usurp the prophecies of the Most High.
Right.
So he's laying out Industry 4.0 to put everybody in that tight spot. Like we always get that word, distress.
Right.
All right? So that's the distress. The Industry 4.0, the automation of all the jobs, make you desperate And then Industry 5.0, hey, well, I got a solution. If you want to get back to normal, if you want to be able to function and take care of your folks, want to feel like a man again, take this chip.
Right.
And you people gonna fall for it because you're carnal. And you're in the spirit of looking back like Lot's wife. Just to back you up, Daquan. Yeah.
Flow. Go ahead.
All right, going back to the article, it says money, long regarded as the lifeblood of civilization, could lose its meaning if humans no longer generate economic value. Musk foresees a
Hey,
future
read
where
that again, big dog.
it says money, long regarded as the lifeblood of civilization, could lose its meaning if humans no longer generate economic value.
So money is not gonna have any value if people don't add the value. A part of capital, if we say, Esau controls the capital. Capital is goods, but it's also human and human resources too, right? When it says in Revelation 18th chapter that he controls the soul of man,
Right.
well, that's true. He's gonna be able to, with the technology he's coming with and what he has now, he's gonna have people bow down to the image of the beast. And when they bow down to the image of the beast, they're gonna see that mark of the beast, bro.
Right.
You know? So, we're in a very advantageous situation to know this, but overcoming this flesh is gonna be a battle.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fucking battle, bro.
Right.
The elect are gonna endure and overcome. But these people, man, that's call themselves preachers, man, they're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Right.
They're still looking for a carnal solution. All right? I'm going to read this real quick in Ezekiel 7 because it talks about how money is going to be worthless to people. How that's not going to be a way to escape the day of the Lord and the judgment and the times and the conditions that are coming upon the earth. It's Ezekiel 7 and 19. It's, should I start it? I'm going to start at 18. It says, they shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and the horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces, and the baldness upon all their heads. Everybody's going to be brought to a lower state.
Right.
They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed.
Right.
In the NLT, it says they're going to toss it out like trash.
Sounds like hyperinflation.
Inflation.
Like you had in Zimbabwe years ago. Like you had in Germany. You know what I'm saying? Hyperinflation means basically the power of your currency, has no merit anymore.
Yeah.
So something that say for instance, a loaf of bread costs $300 because the power of that currency doesn't have any merit. Right? It doesn't have any power. This is what we're gonna see in the near future. Especially, as people don't go to work. The economy,
Grinding ceasing.
right? Why would you need money if you have robots to do certain things for you? And don't get it twisted. Trump is a part of the controlled demolition.
Oh, for sure.
It wouldn't make any sense for him to put all these sanctions on all these various countries, man. Right? To eventually have them pay us back. Nah, man. It's hindering the country. To where now you have even, these EU countries putting sanctions on this place. If you're trying to so-called make it great again, you were trying to basically, strengthen its economic ties. But Trump is doing the exact opposite because it's a controlled demolition, man. Okay? He's not here to make it better. He's here to pacify you, to bring you to the point of accepting the MOTV.
Right. Yep.
And he needs something. And right now, they need those good old boys to feel like they have some sense of power. Okay? Order out of chaos, man. All right? The system is being moved to basically a universal basic income.
And even at universal basic income, you think they really gonna give you everything that you need? It might go good for a point in time, But it's gonna get to the point to where people still gonna be desperate and need something more. And it's all it's gonna lead you to being a total, utter slave underneath the thumb of this devil. You understand?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
Keep reading.
All right,
Oh, I
going back.
okay.
Going back to the article, it says money, long regarded for as the lifeblood of civilization, could lose its meaning if humans no longer generate economic value. Must foresees a future where abundance is produced entirely by machines, leaving society to grapple.
Can you start again, bro?
It irritated you.
Too, bro. Yeah. Going back, it says money.
They gotta go, bro.
Yeah, they do, bro.
Yeah, they miss a
Niggas
food.
gotta die, bro.
Just missile
You know what I'm
food.
saying? We ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a vast majority of niggas out here, bro.
Right.
You would think, oh, that's just one. No, nigga, Jake is
That's
dude.
Right.
That's
On
every
on-
camp.
On a very, very, very like substantial level. Now we're starting to see why 2/3 of our people they gotta go, bro.
Right.
They gotta go. But you got these people out here that call themselves prophets, pushing that same mind frame of being niggerish, man.
Right.
A real nigga academy. Right? God was a real nigga. You know, you should feel bad for you saying some shit like that.
Right.
That's the vibration these guys are pushing in these camps. That's why people that know that they're Israelites, a lot of y'all gotta go too, bro. And don't get it twisted. The Lord about to do it. The Lord about to do it in a very methodical way. The Lord will take your ass down, bro, in a very strategic manner. We about to see that. We about to see that, bro. They think that God is playing with them, bro.
Yeah, they do.
Yahweh Shemir not playing, bro. They play too fucking much, man. You know? That shit get you mad, dog.
Yeah.
Go ahead, dog.
Fine.
See why niggas get killed, man.
Yeah, they about to die.
All right, going back, it says money, long regarded as the lifeblood of civilization, could lose its meaning if humans no longer generate economic value. Musk foresees a future where abundance is produced entirely by machines, leaving society to grapple with a question humanity has never faced before. And that question is, what happens when people are no longer needed to keep the world running?
Right. Well, what's going to happen when they don't need you, you know what I'm saying, for these side hustles anymore? They don't need you for Uber
Right.
and Uber Eats.
Mm-hmm.
You maybe just, I'm going to do this little side gig. There
Right.
ain't going to be no more side gigs and side hustles anymore.
Right.
Because it's going to be all automated. It's gonna